So I just want to post an update. We got in contact with the hospice people, and they worked really hard to get in contact with Kaiser and get in contact with my wife's primary care physician, and they were really awesome. But more importantly than that was that the Kaiser doctor that's known her for over 20 years reached out, and we had a video conference where she got to look at my wife, and she says, "Wow, is she like this? She's always been like this?" And I said, "No, not really, but I mean, she's going downhill, and she's gotten to where she doesn't want to even draw liquid through a straw. I mean, one of the mainstays that's been keeping her going is a little cup of water or tea or something, juice, and a bent straw. You put it in her mouth, and she sucks it in. It keeps her hydrated." But the first thing that she said, that the doctor said, was, "She looks dry. She looks dehydrated," and she was very concerned. And there's also other things that it could be too. It could be my wife has had another stroke. It could be she's had, it could be a host of things, but none of them can be discovered or treated here. So the Kaiser doctor, thank you very much, doctor. I can't tell you her name, but she said, "Look, what do you want to do about this?" I said, "Well, I mean, I want her to get better," and her recommendation was, "Look, let's get her to the hospital because we got to see what's going on." You can see the covers are off because I got to change them because I did everything I possibly could not to get poop on the sheets, but a little bit of poop got on the sheets. But so that's where we stand. Wanda's getting rehydrated, and there is some history with her about this problem with dehydration. She may have a urinary tract infection, and she may also have sepsis from her bed sores. I want to show you one thing. Very important that I show you this. One thing I did find out about bed sores was this. And we're probably the thing I have the camera on is going slightly sideways, so I'm probably going sideways, and the cat is rubbing it. But this is Neosporin. This is the CVS equivalent of Neosporin, and unfortunately, for bed sores, it's not really that good. It did help slow the spread of the bed sores, but it wasn't helping them heal. Now this stuff, microbial silver wound gel. It's silver wound gel. It's silver nitrate, I think is what it is. Okay, it's supposed to be extremely effective on wounds. I hadn't heard about it. I saw it in CVS when I said, "What the hell is silver microbial gel?" I was laughing when I saw it. I wasn't laughing when I read about it on the internet, because there's people who use this stuff who swear by it. So if you have, and they swear by it on burns, on cuts, on all kinds of injuries that involve the skin. Now obviously you don't want to put this shit, you don't want to put this stuff in your eyes. You gotta be careful how you use it. And please, look on the internet on how to put this on a wound. Do not assume that each one of these is the same, because I saw things about silver nitrate where they actually had it so strong that putting the silver nitrate on a wound cauterized it, chemically burned it so that it would scab, so that it would heal. So you have to be careful. I don't think this is like that, because I put this on my wife and she didn't say it hurt or anything. So that's a great thing. Um, so that's one good thing, antimicrobial silver wound gel. But the best thing is that Kaiser came through so far. Now, we had to take her to a hospital that's not the local hospital for Kaiser, which is 5 miles away, instead of the Kaiser hospital that was 15 miles away. And am I going to get another $1,000 bill from them like I got a $1,000 bill from this hospital where she just went to? Because there was a doctor who came in and Kaiser said that even though my wife couldn't get out of bed, even though my wife couldn't walk to the bathroom, even though my wife was completely lost because she was so exhausted from the Pradaxa bleeding her out, they said that the treatment the doctor gave her was not medically urgent, which was kind of funny to me because I thought that if you had a patient who could not get out of bed, who could not answer the phone because she was so out of it because of the medicine you gave her, that you would do pretty much everything you could do just to get her better. And I was wrong, but that's okay. Listen, this is the disconnect here too. I want to tell you something. The doctors and the nurses, the people who work in the hospital that clean the rooms, that make the food, that clean my wife and your husband and your son and your daughter, they got nothing to do with that, okay? They come in and they do what they got to do, and they do the best that they can. My wife was treated like gold by everybody who worked on her. And but then you get to a point where it's got to be justified on paperwork. And that's where we get into this situation where my wife comes out of a rehabilitation center unable to walk and talk and unable to get into a car, which she did a month and a half ago, and I have to pay $1,350 to bring her home. But all of that's for another day. The important thing is today, Monday the 28th, I believe it is. I don't even know what day it is. Yeah. Today, Monday the 28th, my wife is in the hospital. She's getting saline put into her. She's probably getting antibiotics put into her. Doctors and nurses are looking at her like, well, does she have dementia? Does she have Alzheimer's? Has she had a stroke? Is she not able to return to function? We're going to find that out. We're going to find out part of that question. I always thought that with help, my wife would come back. But it would really explain a lot of things if she was actually becoming dehydrated over the 3 weeks she was in the hospital when they took her off of the saline liquid, especially at the rehabilitation center. They took her off of the saline bags and she started getting dehydrated, and now she's really dehydrated. That would explain a lot. And it would be a blessing for my wife to come back. I never thought this would happen. I never in a million years thought that my wife would be so sick that she would lay in a bed and poop and pee, and I would have to physically roll her over, take the diaper off, and take wet wipes and clean the poop out of her butt crack. And you have to be real careful because you can't force it down into her vagina, because that causes urinary tract infections. You have to bring the wet wipe down towards the vagina, wipe up from the vagina back up to the butt crack, and then you have to miss the bed sores. And so every time I change her diaper, you got urine, you got feces. Urine goes everywhere, so you have to clean everything. Feces you can see mostly, but believe it or not, you can't see all of it. because numerous times I've wiped her legs with a clean wet wipe and brought the brown of feces up, which means that is actually E. coli from the poop on her legs. That's got to go. You got to clean her up. So this is where we stand. She's in the hospital. I expect her to be released tomorrow and come back here tomorrow. Will I have to pay for that trip back? I hope not, but I probably will. That will probably be another $800 because she's close. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm praying to God that this all works out. That's all I can say. I'm praying to God it all works out. But I want to say to the doctor at Kaiser, and I want to say also especially to the hospice people, I'll say his name. His name was Kevin. But there was a nurse that I talked to on Sunday. And I gotta tell you, I needed that help. I needed your help, and you were there. And Doc, thank you. Because I knew if Wanda stayed here, she was going to die. She'd die right in front of me. So, thank you to Kaiser for having a great doctor. And thank you for the hospice people for having great people. And thank you, God, for giving us help to get her to this day. And we will have faith that we'll get through the next days. That's what I wanted to say. God bless everyone. Thank you for watching this video.